Are you looking for a cost-effective robotic lawnmower that all you need to do is set it down and hit go? Well, you know what? The Yardcare V100 might be for you. Check this out. Set it down, turn it on, wait 15 seconds for it to boot up, hit play and okay, and you know what? Your Yardcare is on its way. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. As you can see in this video, we are looking at the Yardcare V100, which at the time of this video has a retail value of $499. You know what though? Enough talk. Let's get right into this review. Checking out the Yardcare V100. Let's open this up to see what we get. Let's go over the different features of this V100. So the front right here is your AI sensor. That's for obstacle avoidance. These two little dots behind are actually your rain sensor. Then of course this dial is your scale knob, which is actually gonna raise and lower your blades. Then of course that big red button is the stop, and then right behind that stop button is your control panel. I wanted to draw your attention to this blade section right here. Right now, of course, we are turned off, but as I'm starting to change the dial, if I wanted to adjust the different heights, look how it just telescopes in and out. It's a pretty smooth motion. I just wanted to show you what that looked like. It is important to note that this is equipped with a front bumper, so if it doesn't detect something and it bumps into it, it will stop and turn. In the back is actually where your 4,000 milliamp rechargeable battery will be. This unit comes with one battery. You can purchase additional ones if you want your mower to run for an extended period of time. Every time this needs to be charged, you're going to have to remove this battery, put it into the charger, wait for it to charge, and put it back in to let it go again. On the bottom, you have an omnidirectional wheel. You have two main drive wheels, and of course your disc in the middle with 3 blades for cutting. Those blades should be replaced every 3 months or so. That brings us to this part right here, and that's actually a handle where you could just grab it, pick it up, and walk away with it. It is pretty portable. The directions do tell us to charge the battery before first use. I really wanted to try it out, but let's take this battery out, go charge it, and then we'll bring it back in and test it out. Our battery is charged. Let's slide it in the back. We can turn it on. After you turn it on, you're going to see the lights blink across here, and it takes about 15 seconds. The manufacturer calls that the mower initialization state, but that's okay. To actually start the mowing, we're going to push what looks like a play button, and then okay. And there it goes. I want to talk to the 2 specific modes real fast. So we already know how to start this. We can either push the play button and okay, or the spiral button and okay. There are 2 different modes. If I hit play and then okay, it enters into the straight mowing mode. You're going to notice when I hit the play button and the okay, it's going to beep 3 different times and then takes off mowing straight. And all straight mowing means is it is just going to drive straight until it hits a barrier or an obstacle, and then it's going to turn in a different direction. To activate spiral mode, we're going to push the spiral button and then push OK. It beeps again 3 times and off it goes. You can see it started to turn immediately. As you can see in spiral mode, one of the wheels is sort of just stopped and the other one is spinning the mower around in a big circle. You're going to use straight mode all the time. Spiral mode is only going to be used if you notice a spot where the mower has not cut it down and you're like, man, I need this to mow right here in this exact circle. Let's put it back in straight mode and let it continue mowing. I'm conducting some preliminary tests on the Yardcare because I really wanted to see what it can do. And based on my observations, it does do a randomized pattern. You can see sort of all throughout the grass are these stripes and such in every different direction. And that's what the Yardcare has been doing. The mow pattern is about 6 inches wide. So just multiply that times your yard size of how long it's going to take for the Yardcare to actually mow your grass. Now, the height of the grass that I have right now is much too high for these types of mowers. I'm actually going to mow it down myself because the Yardcare and other mowers like this are really meant to just maintain your lawn, not do your initial mow. I wanted to give you a closer view of that random pattern that I'm talking about. It just goes from one end to the other, just bouncing around. It kind of reminds me of the old school DVD logo, that screensaver, how it would bounce around your screen. That's sort of what the Yardcare does. I do see from time to time it'll stop and then maybe redirect and go a different area or so. And I was reading through the directions and it does tell us that if your grass is taller than 2.6 inches, this yard mower might look at that as being an obstacle and then try to avoid it. Now I'm actually gonna go mow this grass and let the Yardcare maintain it. I've been showcasing the Yardcare on my front yard, but to be fair, my front yard is far too big for this particular machine. The manufacturer recommends between 1,000 and 1,500 square feet. So what I've done is I've marked out a front of my yard here, and I utilize some Trek decking almost to mimic like a garden line, plus there's some natural fence line with overgrown grass and a driveway. So this mower should technically not leave this area because of the AI software that's within. We should just be able to mow this space. Like I said earlier, this area is a little over 1,000 square feet. I'm gonna pan over to my actual front lawn, at least the rest of it. This totals right around 15,000 square feet. So the Yardcare V100, definitely not appropriate for the full lawn, but if you have a smaller lawn just like this one, it actually does a really good job. So tell me, what are your thoughts of the Yardcare V100? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. I'm real excited that this Trek decking is doing a great job showing a border to the Yardcare. It has not hopped out of this space at all. It comes up to the barrier, readjusts, and moves on. Just under 3 hours, for me it was 2 hours 45 minutes, the Yardcare V100 stopped. So when I came out to check it out, I can see that the light right next to the battery picture is now red. That means the battery has reached the point where it no longer will work. I can either take a replacement battery, swap it in and hit start again, or I can go and charge this battery, and once that's charged, I can put the Yardcare back out. I don't have a replacement battery, so I'm gonna go charge this up and we're gonna get back to work. It took 2 hours for our battery to charge. Now we can send our Yardcare back out to continue mowing the lawn. Let's see what it does with this obstacle in the way. I'm kind of interested to see. I don't want it to mow over my basketball. Well, you can see that it stopped and immediately turned. That was actually pretty impressive. And it went off into a different direction. Here we are coming up to our barrier. Do you see how it stopped? Immediately pivoted and turned. I will say it doesn't necessarily go all the way up to the very edge of the barrier, but it gets really, really close. So you might have to weed whack as well as utilize your Yardcare. Well, since it's coming into view, let's see what it does with our driveway. Actually, it ran into a stick that's on that yard and, well, moved out of the way. I have noticed that the AI sensor is really, really sensitive when it comes to ruts in the ground or sticks. It definitely thinks it's not supposed to be there. Now, let's see what happens as it approaches the driveway. I hope I don't hit that stick again. Here it goes. It reached the driveway, and just like the Trek decking barrier or the fence line, it has turned and moved, completely avoiding leaving the area. For those of you that are wondering, this wire that I have right here is for a different system I have and nothing to do with the Yardcare V100. If at any time you need to stop the mower, you just hit this big red stop, and there it is. Now, if I want to start it back up again, I just hit the play and okay, and well, the mower will be back on its way. I want to mimic what's going to happen if it rains. Since we're not going to have any rain, I have my watering can. Let's see what happens. Oh, it immediately stopped our mower. Now this is really to, one, protect your grass, but also make sure your mower is protected too. In order to get going again, make sure your sensors are dry. You hit your play and okay, and it should just take off. There it goes. As far as maintenance goes, you're going to want to make sure your blades are able to constantly move and not have any grass stuck in there. Plus, every couple of mowings, you're going to see that this builds up with just debris. Make sure that's cleaned out. As I said earlier in the video, you're also going to want to change your blades every 3 months or so. That's if you're using it on a regular basis. You can pick up blades on Amazon pretty cheap. Just keep your screws so you don't have to try to replace those too. In this video, we are taking a look at the Yardcare V100. So, what do we think of it? First things first, let's talk about that price point. It is the cheapest robotic lawnmower on the market, and you know what? You cannot complain about the price. It also does a really good job mowing the lawn. As long as your lawn is appropriately sized for the Yardcare V100, you are not going to be disappointed. My favorite part is it requires almost no technical ability. There's no lines to run, no RTK antenna to set up, no app. You really just charge the battery, put it in, and hit play and go, and you are done. Now, it isn't foolproof. It's important to have a barrier of some sort, otherwise your Yardcare is just going to go on and on forever. But if you have naturally tall grass or some sort of barrier or even a driveway or garden, this thing will stay within bounds. I do like the versatility of this machine, plus it's a hard worker It worked for over 2 hours, and then you have a quick charge of your battery and it's back to work again. In my opinion though, I would definitely invest in a second battery. Therefore, your Yardcare has very little downtime. Anyway, that was my full review of the Yardcare V100. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day.